Happy Monday. I'm Charles Payne, and welcome to Making Money Right Here, Right Now. That's exactly what we're going to do. Help you make money by managing your portfolio in the stock market. Here to help our investment pros, Heather Prabhakar. Now, listen, you normally come out, I'm usually really enthralled with your dresses. This one, I'm not sure. It looks like the flag of a third world country. Help me out here.
That's exactly what I was going for, Charles Payne. Meanwhile, I was going to give you a shout out. I like the coordination
Well,
of the
I know that's
tie
part of the demo we're reaching for. At this point, we'll take any numbers. Matt McCall, a lot of stuff going out. By the way, you look very dapper today.
Thank you. I feel good today. I'm surrounded by green. That's my favorite color. The market's up, making money. I feel
and a
really
third
good
world
today.
flag, apparently.
All right. Kate Rogers, I just started tweeting late in the day, starting to get some good feedback. What's the social
Our
media looking
viewers
like?
are, of course, ready to roll, but I can't wait to talk about these people setting themselves on fire. What is going on with that?
Those are your folks. That's your generation. Tracy, I got to tell you something. You and I have kids, young kids growing up in Jersey. They do crazy stuff. This is not outside of the realm of possibility. The fire challenge.
Nope, that's why you got to keep them busy, keep them on the fields,
Keep 'em
things
on the
like
field.
that.
Yep,
keep
I
them in
agree.
the classrooms, doing something.
And we welcome back Dani Hughes, CEO of Divine Capital Markets and the winner of today's shoe challenge. You definitely have the best pumps on today.
Awesome. Thank you. That's what I was going for. I
All right,
appreciate
well,
it,
you
Charles.
won. Thanks a
Excited
lot.
to be here. Thank you.
Hey guys, now remember, we've said it before, we'll say it again. It's not about day trading. It's not about countdown to the crash. It's successfully investing in the market, building a portfolio, managing it, and over time building wealth. And that's what we're here to do. Now, the main thing we do is we have what we call the real deal. We go behind the headlines, we look under the hood, we find those little nuggets to help you make more money. So let's do that right now. You know, I want to start off right at the top, blow the whistle, and open up a page from Payne's investment playbook. Now, I know you feel it, or maybe you don't, that sort of lackluster aura that's haunted this nation for years. Economist Tibor Saitovsky, he coined the term joyless economy back in 1976, and this certainly fits the bill. Now, part of the problem, on one hand, you've got the biggest moneymaker in America is our government. They take in trillions of dollars, and they spend even trillions more they don't have. And the result is a bloated bureaucracy where workers can spend literally hours doing online shopping or surfing porn sites on the taxpayer's dime. And of course, people are bored at work, even in the private sector. 70%, in fact, according to a Gallup poll. And it's not just about income. Saitovsky pointed out the additional inputs that make us happy, right? Status, work satisfaction, novelty, habituation. He also talked about chronic boredom as a malady, in fact, saying it's as dangerous as starvation, and also saying that education was the key for the young and unemployed to avoid such fate. But with that in mind, we really should be concerned. Take a look at this. Worried about our economy now in the future because young people are saying that education right now actually leaves them bored, it leaves them tired, and it actually pressures them. In fact, to combat such boredom, there's this new phenomenon spreading across the nation. It's called the fire challenge. This is where a teenage kid stands under a shower head or next to a swimming pool, douses themselves with flammable liquid, and then they set it on fire. Now, they put it out quickly, but it's astonishing to see this stuff. So let's continue with this, the real deal. Listen, I think we all did some stupid things as kids growing up, but there really seems to be a much deeper problem at this point, and I think it reflects the entire nation, sort of an economic malaise, self-esteem malaise. Tracy, I'm going to go back to you because this question is like the old chicken and egg thing. Is the malaise caused by the economy and the lackluster economy, or does the lackluster economy cause the malaise?
So I think we've lost the definition of success along the way, right? It's not just about the knowledge and the stuff we teach our kids, it's about character. And I feel like so many people are lacking character these days because there's just no need to have it. You could set yourself on fire, and if the house goes up too, well, what are you going to do?
Plus, you put your video on the internet.
And you're famous.
You get 2 million hits, and you're something of a celebrity.
So we lost something along the way. And I tell you, education budgets are being cut left and right, but taking out the arts, taking out music, these are the things that give kids things to do in their free time as opposed to setting themselves on fire. My kids are athletes, thank God. They are on a field or in a dance studio. But what about the kids that want to play guitar, want to paint? Let's foster that knowledge as opposed to setting them on fire.
And I think also the survey that you pointed to is really troubling because happiness ranks in third and challenge ranks in fourth as far as how these kids feel when they're in school during the day. And I think that points to a greater problem, that they're not feeling energized or challenged when they're in the classroom, and then that translates to what they do once they're outside of school.
But Dani, there's like a malaise, like I feel it all over, not just with young adults, young teenagers, but all the way through society. It feels like there's a serious thing that it goes back to the Carter days for me. It feels the same way.
It starts with the parents, though. I mean, to Tracy's point and your point as well, I mean, we as parents are the ones who have to set the standard. We're the ones who have to move the needle. We're the ones who really have to make a difference in our kids' lives and show them by
But what if
modeling.
the parent's life is stuck in neutral or even in reverse? What if one of the parents lost a job or neither parent has seen a raise? What if the parents have such a dismal outlook? Because remember, a week ago we saw where 79% of the parents thought their kids would have a worse life than that their lives wouldn't live up to their own lives. So what if the parents are in such a deep funk, in part because of the economy?
It's their responsibility to start looking at their own expenditures and their own things that they're doing. Are they spending so much money that they're not making? They've got to cut back. They've got to bring the children into that conversation. I think we need to embrace the fact that kids don't know anything about money except what we teach them. It's not the school's responsibility to teach them that. It's our responsibility.
What about personal responsibility, too? I mean, we're talking about kids here, but what about these workers that are costing small businesses and businesses in general in the U.S. almost $17 billion? What happened? I mean, isn't this what makes this country so great? I feel like, as people, don't take that personal responsibility on to re-educate ourselves, to get excited about those
remember
jobs.
like 15 years ago when first time I spent a lot of money on technology. We had the fiber optic cables at the peak, right? When you paying top dollar. And our servers crashed like almost immediately. And what the heck is going on? I think someone downloaded the Library of Congress, and music.
Exactly.
I mean, these guys, these were employees, Matt, and they had no regard for the business, no regard for the investment, and they crashed
Bandwidth
the
costs.
Yeah.
But the economy was good then. And so I don't know if I want to put complete blame on the fact the economy is not good, that people are becoming bored. I think bored is such a terrible word because there's so much to do in this country. I don't care how much money you have. Get out there and run around in circles. Do something. Get in shape. I hate when I hear somebody say I'm bored because there's something else wrong with your life. And that leads to the economy being
So
back.
you wouldn't do the fire challenge this weekend?
You had to be out of your freaking mind.
Matt, I thought you put up a video online.
But doesn't it all come back to character? I lose my job, God forbid, but I am not going to sit home and have my kids watch me wallow, man. I got to feed them. I got to get out there, and they have to do better. So that's character. I think that's what's missing today.
Well, another thing missing, I would say, is accountability, because the Washington Times says that these government workers don't get in trouble and they don't lose their jobs. One guy was watching porn for 8 hours a day.
But the government is different than a private sector. In government, it's very tough to get fired from a government job. In a private sector, what happened in the last, 5 or 6 years? They trimmed the fat. They got rid of a lot of these people that were watching porn, that were bringing nothing to the bottom line of the company. The government, unfortunately, does not do that.
Well, then we're going to have to figure out a way to make the government more accountable because it's ridiculous. I mean, they waste a lot of our money on stuff like this.